And here we can see a wild Techno V in his natural habitat, the photo mode of video games.
And photo mode? But you know, sometimes the screenshots are just a little bit off. Let's see what we can do. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Techno V, the #1 channel for your tech tutorials, news, and reviews. My name is Viraj Das, and in this tutorial, we're going over how to level up your video game screenshots, or really any screenshot, but we'll stick to the theme. Your video game screenshots, from absolute garbage to complete awesomeness. Let's go! So let's dive right in. Here we have a screenshot I took using the photo mode of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We just have Cloud and Tifa looking at a picture of Jessie in the gold saucer. Don't worry, the video is spoiler free. But this screenshot's looking kinda... something's missing. Don't worry, I got you. So, the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and open in Adobe Photoshop 2025. Because that is the year, yes, indeed. Right now, what we're going to do is go ahead and make sure we have the Remove tool. You're on the Remove tool. Make sure the layer is selected. Bam! You should see that little circle with the plus there in the middle. And from there, go ahead and clean up any imperfections you want to remove. For example, I have this little light at the top. Maybe down here, I don't want this handle. What else? Maybe this thing is kind of sticking out there. Okay, so now that the image is cleaned up, what we're going to do next is we are going to go to Filter, Neural Filters, and then down here we have Super Zoom. Go ahead, enable that, and this is going to completely vary for the different images, but if I go ahead zoom in there, see all the horrible pixels. And then, if I just click this magnifier button, bam, glorious. Done so much good work for us. Little pat on the head of the AI there. If I go ahead to 3, I think that's better. 4 might be too much. Yeah, so 3 is good. Now, if you do notice, we are losing quality in, for example, hair, or in yours would definitely be different, but worry not, because we can fake the quality again if we just go ahead and do some noise reduction and then sharpen the image to maybe 5. And it's better, but at least the image is not pixelated. And just go ahead, enhance face details right there. Kaboom! Now, make sure output is on New Document, and then just click OK. Now here, a new tab at the top has opened up, and we are super zoomed in. That is because, at least my image, based on what I put in, is 3 times the resolution, with very little loss in quality. So, that is absolutely fantastic. Here, we zoom in. Glorious! It's pixely, but not as pixely, which is exactly what we want. Next up, we're going to fix this super overexposed portion of the image because, well, in game, when I was taking this screenshot, there was a light right about there or something. So, how are we going to fix this? Well, we're going to use the magic of masking. First, let's just go ahead and rename this to base. Now, Control-J to duplicate, and rename the layer to whatever you want. I'm going to go isolated, because that sounds very, very powerful. But it's also exactly what we're doing. So, it's time to learn the power of masking. if you go ahead and go to the lasso tool, or actually this really varies on whatever image you're trying to edit. For me, since I'm just trying to select this picture frame and it is a rectangle, the polygonal lasso tool works perfectly. If you have more of an organic shape, you can still use the polygonal lasso tool, but I do recommend you can use the magnetic lasso tool, standard lasso tool, or the quick selection tool, which makes things very easy to select. But right now, I'm just going to use this. So if I go ahead, find a point that kind of works. There we go. All right, glorious. Now, if we just go ahead and click that mask button, you will notice, ta-da! Our object is now isolated, hence the name of the layer, from the background. Perfect. And now we can start tweaking just that one tiny piece. So if we go ahead to Image, Adjustments, Brightness Contrast, here we'll have this menu pop up, and we could just go ahead, tweak the different values. Now keep in mind, brightness contrast is just for my situation. Any of the other adjustments should do, depending on, again, which image you're trying to edit, whatever you're trying to improve on. So for me, I'm going to turn down the brightness to like, yeah, that's good. Contrast increase, and kapow! There it is. Such an improvement, right? Now we have a few problems, but don't worry, we'll address them soon. First of all, notice Cloud's hair and a little bit of his shoulder is being darkened, and also Tifa's hair over here. We are going to do some more masking magic with that, and we'll get that fixed up too. So, what we're going to do to actually do that is go ahead and click on the layer mask, just feather it enough so that the actual new image looks like it's properly blending. If you notice, the feather is actually like softening the edges. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna feather it by like 3.3. Yeah, that's fine. That looks good. Now, while we are selected on the mask, and there's many ways of doing this. I think in my situation, this is the easiest. If we just go ahead and make sure we have black and white as our foreground background color. If you don't have that, just go ahead, click that, reverse, and then literally just paint out what we don't need. And if we go ahead and hide the background, look at that. Now here, as you can see, I can do a little bit better of a job, but that's okay. If you're fully zoomed out, you're not really going to notice that. So, first we take it in, marvel in it, mwah, glorious, and then we're going to make it even better. That's right. We fixed up the exposure, but what we now can do is, if we go ahead, press this little circle button here with the half shaded in, and then click curves. Now, if we take a point somewhere here, lower that, then increase somewhere up here, bam, automatically looks even better, just like that. And now here is the pièce de résistance. If we go ahead and add some text to the scene, I believe in the game, Jessie was referred to as a star, so she was a star. I cannot see that. Let's make the color white. Star. There we go. And then if we just increase the font size there. Yup, and that's good. That's good. Darker grotesque, that is the font of my choice. Again, you can go whatever suits your picture. And for me, while I'm still in the text edit mode. Let's go ahead and make this just a bit smaller. Keep things clean. Bam! Just like that. Now, this looks really out of place in the image. I think we can both agree that. So, if we click, edit, perspective warp, okay, that will rasterize the layer, and then try to select this as close as possible. Again, it does not need to be perfect. Just get as close as you can. Bam! Hit enter. And now you see we have these 4 points on the between edges, and we can literally just warp the text to the perspective of our image. So here, I can get it to actually line up with the wall, make it look like it's actually part of the game. Oh yeah! So then go ahead, just hit enter, and just like that, just like that, we have our text, and it has turned to in 3D to the direction that we need it to be in. So this is a great start. Now it's actually lined up with the perspective of my image. Now all we have to do is change the blend mode from normal to overlay or soft light maybe. I'm going to go with overlay just because it looks even more part of the image. It's reacting to the light from behind. And then from there, let's go ahead and do some more magic. So, click FX, bevel and emboss, and just play around with the different values, see what works. What will help is, under shading, change the angle to the angle of the light. For me, I want light to be emitting from Jesse. So here we go. Just like that. And again, just play around with the depth, the curve. I want it to be very subtle of an effect. There we go. Okay. So now another problem. But don't worry. Super easy fix. Here, the A is on top of cloud. I do not want that. I want cloud in front of the A, so it looks like this is actually on the wall. Now, remember, masking is one of the most powerful things in Photoshop, and we're going to use it again. So go ahead, create a mask right there, and again, we can. This time I'm going to use the quick selection tool to select cloud. If that'll choose to, here. Go to the base and try to select cloud. There we go. Again, does not need to be anywhere near perfect. If it works, it works. Hold down Alt on your keyboard to remove. Alright, this is a horrible mask, but for the sake of the tutorial, it works. So once you have that selected, go ahead and go to Edit, Fill, and see my foreground color is black. So once we do that, bam, right there, now the A is behind cloud. How awesome is that? Now, there's one final touch that'll just make the image so much better. It's really subtle too. If you go to Base, Filter, Blur Gallery. Now, in my situation, Tilt Shift works the best. You're going to have to experiment with your picture, see how yours works, but I want mine to kind of be blurry on the side, but I want Jesse, Cloud, and Tifa all to be pretty clear. So here, just go ahead, play with all the values. See, it's super blurry, not blurry at all. Just find somewhere in the middle. Distortion doesn't do much, but it's subtle. And with that, we are done. And that right there is how you level up a boring old meh screenshot into the coolest thing in the world. Okay, maybe not, but you get my point. So if you liked this video, go ahead and, well, like this video. Subscribe for more, and please share this video with anyone who you think will benefit from this information. Alright, till the next video, see you then.